Hey guys, Captain Foley here. Um, so I'm not gonna have time to do a captain's log for tomorrow for you guys, unfortunately. But what I wanted to do today instead is just film a quick Q&A. That way I have something to upload tomorrow. So this kind of gives you a chance to ask questions and be part of the regular Friday Captain Q&A, I guess. So hopefully I get some people on here and some questions. That would be awesome. So yes, just finished a great recording session today with Doug Drexler and Scott Nakata from Star Trek Renegades and Star Trek of Gods and Men. And so there's a really great episode or two coming out for you guys, and I hope you guys are really excited for that. The Doug Drexler one's going to be fantastic, but I'm not going to tell you much more about that at the moment. But please feel free to ask me any questions or anything if you want right now. That'd be greatly appreciated so that I have some content to upload tomorrow. Because right now I have no time to do a captain's log. I would love to be able to do one and have a topic to talk about, but as it stands, I'm not going to have time to film it and edit it and have it out for tomorrow. Whereas if I do this live Q&A and just kind of talk about random stuff, I mean, that's going to be fine. I'm not going to upload it to Facebook when I'm done. So if I address your comment or question here, look for it tomorrow on the regular Friday release, which will be kind of like a captain's log, but it's a live Q&A with the captain. Now, anybody watching this on YouTube, please do not think that this is live on YouTube, because it's not. This is live on the Trekyards Facebook page, and it will be. You're watching it now on YouTube. It's already done, so don't try asking questions or anything. You can put questions and comments in the section below that I might address in a future captain's log if I don't have a topic per se. So there you have it. So 11 people here. Hey Daniel. Hey everybody that's here. Let's see here. Paul, Mac, Daniel, Stephen, Todd. Hey everybody. So yeah, now it's up to 14. Hey, what's up? Nah, nothing. Like I said, I'm just getting a video ready for tomorrow, and this is going to be it, this live Q&A. So feel free to ask me any questions you want about pretty much anything you want, whether it's Trekyards or Star Trek related or not. I'm down for answering anything right now, as I'm just killing some time, and like I said, I won't have time to actually put one up. So thoughts on John Glenn's passing. First I've heard about it, so I've been pretty busy the last couple days, so that's absolutely shitty. Hey Timothy, welcome aboard. One of Timothy's champion is here. He's one of our Trekyards admins, and does a great job. So how is your holiday season coming along? So far so good. I've got a lot of Christmas shopping and stuff done. There's a lot of stuff under the tree, still lots to do. Tomorrow is going to be a catch-up day where I get to go out and actually have time to go shopping and do a few things like that. So so far it's going pretty good. Yes, Paul, open to any questions. The shitty thing about watching this back on YouTube is you guys aren't going to see the questions that are rolling in. So I will be, of course, reading them and who said them, so that whoever's watching this in the future will know. In case you're wondering, my cough is so much better. It's almost non-existent, except for when I've been talking a lot. And like I said, today we've been filming with Doug Drexler and Scott Nakata, so I've been talking a lot, so I might have a little bit of a cough, but my bronchitis is cleared up. It's a lot better that way. And I just got a low power thing on my phone, so I'm going to plug you in. If you hear a lot of background noise, I apologize. My son is upstairs with his friend making his own YouTube video, and I encourage you guys to check out his channel, Thomas Foley 45 on YouTube. He's trying to do videos every week and get his YouTube channel up and things like that. So please visit him if you can. Subscribe. He really wants to get his subscriber count up, and I got a lot of viewers, so I figured why not have you guys help me out in that regard and go to his YouTube page. Like I said, Thomas Foley 45. Check out his videos. He's got some funny stuff. So I'm not going to read them all because some of these comments are just, or the questions are there to just piss me off because it's people that know me. Like, where'd I get my Elcar screensavers from? Long story, and I've answered it quazillion times. We should do a Trekyards group frequently asked questions page, and that should be included. So Mac Curran says, just bought the Eagle Moss time ship Ion, not opened it yet. What do you think of it? I don't get Eagle Moss ships, so I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Ion as it is, so Samuel gets them all, so he will be reviewing it. I believe he's actually doing some reviews with the Irish Trekkie on the Eagle Moss stuff, so stay tuned for that kind of stuff, guys, either on the Irish Trekkie's channel or on our channel. Scott Fain says, while you're out shopping, I could use a new Constitution class Enterprise for Christmas. Speaking of, a gentleman, I can't recall his name offhand, he's sending me this. This is the PDF for it. It's a Constitution class ship made of wood. It's 19 inches long. This is the PDF file that he just did up for instructions on how to construct it. He wants me to take a look at it and give him my thoughts on it, and basically do a review of it on the channel, which I will be doing. So if you're interested in this, stay tuned. I'll have all the information on all his information on where you can order these things, but a huge 19-inch long Constitution class model is something that will be coming soon, and I'll be doing a review of and a build of and sharing that with you guys. So Brian Michael Dellinger, serious question, will you be bringing back the top 10 videos? Probably. I've discussed this with Samuel. They were one of the most fun ones to film, but they also take a lot of time for Samuel to edit because he's got to get a little picture or whatever that we're talking about, put it in our list or do whatever, and it just takes a lot of time for him to edit. There's a lot of other stuff we're doing now which is a lot quicker for him to edit, and it's much more time efficient for us to do that instead of the top 10s. I would like to have them to come back. We do have some filmed and ready to go, but they haven't been edited or anything together. So yes, they will be dropping in occasionally, but as for a regular weekly release, probably not, at least not for a long time. So yes. Chris Grant, season's greetings from Scotland. Stuart, same to you. Stephen John Hills, I read an article about Simon Pegg might start work on the script for the next Trek movie. Have you heard anything? Haven't heard anything about the new Star Trek movies, so I apologize. Would you ever talk to the writer? Which writer? Of Discovery or something? Possibly. It might be something that we do, one of the writers of Discovery or the writers of the new movie. It could be something to do in the future, but no, we haven't so far. Barry Chapman's here. What would the D look like in the JJ verse? Paul, lately on the Trekyards page, we've had some issues with people saying, what would this ship look like in the JJ verse? And then when that conversation fizzles out, what would this ship look like in the JJ verse? And it's just come up with an original thought would be nice. Those kind of posts are something that's kind of annoying, and it's hard for the admin team to admin the page sometimes because people just go way out of hand. And since we do take the page quite seriously as far as the rules go, ship or tech related, a lot of people push that line, and then when the post gets deleted, they call us Nazis and they call us out on the page. And calling out an admin on our page is a really stupid idea because you're going to get booted. I'm sorry, because we just don't need people like that. There are rules there. They're in place for a reason. We want to enforce those, and I want to just let you guys know that that is something that's very serious for us. And so don't fuck around with the admins. Don't call them out. Don't call them Nazis. Don't make fun of them. It will basically result in you getting kicked, and it sucks, but it is what it is. And if your post gets deleted and nobody sends you a message as to why, chances are it was either myself, which you can message me if I know anything about it, I'll let you know, or it was Samuel. Samuel sometimes goes through and does a cleaning of the page, deletes anything he doesn't think is appropriate, and he's a very busy guy, so he usually kind of does that on the fly and doesn't have time to message the people as to why, and he doesn't really tell us. So sometimes we might not know why your post was deleted. All I ask is you message me. I will say, okay, what did you post? And if I find it appropriate, I'll say repost it with my permission. Just put that in the post. Otherwise, I'll let you know why it was pulled. So What was your opinion on the space warp dynamics and Peter Paris? I have no idea. Don't even know what you're talking about. Samuel McCosh, would you ever do a Trekyards episode live? We've done 2 of them so far. We do them at conventions. One was on 50 years of a ship called Enterprise at Trek Conderoga, and we film it. So we do it in front of a live crowd, have interactions with the crowd, but we film it on both ends. Samuel edits together, and you get the full episode. We also did one at the London comic convention here in London, Ontario. That one has not been released yet. Edited together. It was just basically showing the design lineage of all the Enterprises. So yes, we would consider that absolutely. Also, have you guys thought about taking a look at some of the ships from the in-game races, such as those from Starfleet Command Volume 2? Well, yes, those races from Starfleet Command Volume 2 are the same races from Starfleet Battles. We will cover all that stuff at some point. I love those races. I love the Starfleet Battles races. I love the FASA races. I love the Starfleet Command Volume 2 races, and the ships are cool. We'll be looking at those all, don't worry. We'll be looking at the ships, talking about the species perhaps. Planning on releasing any outtakes. We're planning on releasing outtakes forever. Unfortunately, Samuel is very busy getting the regular episodes ready, so we just don't have the time to do it. We would love to do one maybe as a special sometime, but there's a lot of footage to sift through, as you can imagine, with over 200 episodes now. So that's all I have to say about that. I would love to see one. Everyone has requested it. It's something that we've talked about, and absolutely it's something that we would consider doing. Corinth Wayne, I know this page is mainly starships, but could phasers and tricorders be considered tech? Yes. Talk about phasers, talk about tricorders, talk about ship consoles, talk about photon torpedoes, talk about weapons, talk about space stations, talk about all that stuff is considered tech. Even comm badges would be considered tech. Uniforms, somewhat. If it's a good conversation, I don't have a problem with it, but just random... When topics go off, when things go off topic, we are going to close the thread basically by disabling comments, because a lot of things run their course and then eventually pop up because somebody sees it and says something stupid. So if it's run its course or we don't think it's going to have very positive comments, we will disable the comments as well. And I know you guys might think it's very serious and we're taking it way too seriously, but we're not. We created the page, Samuel and myself, to be very focused on starships and tech, and so far that's been pretty much the case. Occasionally it goes off topic and that sucks, but it is what it is. We do take care of it in our way, and if you don't like it, you don't belong on the page. I'm sorry. So Mac Curran says, Trekyards is the best thing I found on YouTube. Been watching for over 6 months. The work you do is awesome. Thank you from Scotland. Well, thank you for watching, as I always say. Tom Toner, can you address how you got into this? I haven't been following long. You are passionate. I'm curious about how. I'm curious how you came about. Not sure if this is an appropriate question. Timothy, please just stop for a second. Timothy is one of our admins is messaging. I'm trying to read the comments, so not sure if this is appropriate for him either. It is. We've addressed this a few times too. I started this channel doing model builds and things like that, and then I did some Star Trek movie reviews. Samuel was editing a video one day, found my Star Trek II Wrath of Khan review, watched it, learned a few things, thought this guy's really nice. I mentioned it was my birthday coming up, so he created an animation for me of a TOS Connie flying by the name Captain Foley and a shuttle coming through the name Foley, and then the Enterprise TOS going to warp. And he sent it to me, and he made a few more animations for me. We started talking, realized we both love ships, and that was kind of mentioned, why don't we do a show just focuses on ships? And that's how this wild thing called Trekyards got started 2 years ago. So there's the quick abbreviated answer. Timothy says, I just don't want to see posts about the plot of an episode, the captain's breakfast, or the ethics of killing Tuvix, starships, or technology only. I 1000% agree, Timothy. That's exactly right. if I post something that's not Starship or tech related, that's my prerogative. I'm the captain, and not only that, but it's my page. Same with Samuel. We can post whatever we want. We don't want to hear complaints about what we post. Yes, there are group rules, but yes, we are in charge, so we can use it as we see fit. Angel Santiago says behind you is a pic that looks. See, this is hard to do. This is really hard to do. Behind you is a pic that looks like fan art of the Trek girls. Can we get a close-up of it? Well, that was included in one of the loot crates. It's not just Trek girls, it's sci-fi girls who are in the middle. Got Lulu from Fifth Element, Slave Leia, Barbarella, and Sigourney Weaver or Ripley from Alien. And behind that, that is definitely an Orion slave girl from the comics. Everybody says it's She-Hulk. It's not. It's an Orion slave girl. I get sick of hearing that it's an She-Hulk. So that's kind of why I covered it up. Oh, you're going to make me break things now. Oh, why'd you have to have me take that down? Curses. Anyway. See what I do for you guys? Jared Riddick says my coworkers saw me watching this and recognized you guys, referring to you as the commander and as the apostles of Star Trek Starship canon. I love that. Stephen John Hills, do you own any of the Haynes Star Trek Owners Workshop manuals? That's the dumbest question I've ever heard, Stephen. No, just kidding. Of course I do. I've got the Bird of Prey. I've got the Enterprise one. I'll have them all. I keep getting messages from the group chats and stuff, guys. It's a pain in the ass to do this, but whatever. This is a live experience after all, so. Timothy says again, we all know She-Hulk is an Orion slave girl. Well, I don't know that because that's not true. I just realized I have to fix this. As I'm editing this later, I'm going to kind of edit some of that out. Because this is going on Facebook, so, or YouTube, I mean. Matt Curran, what is your least favorite ship from all of the series? Hero ship? I need you to clarify. Because if it's a hero ship, changes the answer, I guess. Reno Tomalak, are you a Romulan? Would you play Gorn on Star Trek Discovery if you had a chance? Of course I would. Joel Melhaz, no Star Trek actors in this year's Comic-Con in Portugal. I'm so pissed. Sorry, I have no control over that. That does kind of suck, though. And see, you made me hit my refit when I was putting the picture back, and I hit one of the nacelles and it was crooked, and I can't stand crooked nacelles. You guys all know that. Joel again says no. Oh, same one. Never mind. Oh, worst ship of the week. There's so many awful ones. I don't know. Yes, Timothy. Thank you very much. You guys should stop talking. It's really distracting. I should have turned off notifications before this, but Jason Almazon says, I was glad to see the B5 Fleetyards episode. Hope you have time to watch it soon. I probably won't. I never have time to watch anything. That's why I haven't. But I want to. Stephen Hills, I have the Enterprise one and the Bird of Prey one. Are there any other Star Trek ones? No, there aren't. There should be, but there's not. Todd Mallet, I know you like Optimus Prime, but are you more of an Autobot or Decepticon, and do you play the Earth Wars mobile game? I love Prime. Back like a decade ago, I had a white Dodge Stratus that had a big Autobot symbol on the hood. This is before it was cool. This is before the movies came out. So I was a true geek as far as that went. So I do like the Autobots. They are the good guys. I tend to go with good guys in games and stuff. I am more of a Decepticon aesthetics guy. I love their the way their symbol and their emblem looks. It's very aggressive and mean looking. lots of cool characters. The Autobots are kind of pussies and wimps, to be honest, and a lot of them don't transform into anything really cool. So both of my cars that I currently own now, it's kind of cliche because everybody does it, but they're both Decepticons. My 79 Camaro is dark blue and it's got a big purple Decepticon emblem on the hood, one on the back, and my black Dodge Cruise, or not Dodge, my black Chevy Cruise, it's also a Decepticon. It's got two chrome ones on the side behind the doors, and one on the back, and a nice black and silver Decepticon logo on the hood. So I'd say more Decepticon, but yes, I've been playing the Earth mobile game. I just actually started it. It's really fun. I'm playing as the Autobots too, so. Paul, I can't multitask. I can't read the group comments, the chat comments while I'm doing this. It's just distracting, popping down all the time. So please stop it. I mean, I should have turned off notification beforehand. That's my own fault. But we can talk about things later. This won't be a long video cast, I wanted to say. That's such an old word. Jared Riddick says, been putting some thought into this for a fanfic, and I'm in the primary stages of writing. What would be an old small Trek ship you would use as a personal craft? I love the remastered Aurora from is this Side of Paradise? I forget the name of the TOS episode, but in the original series in the 60s, the Aurora was just a Tholian ship that they flew backwards and put nacelles on. But when they remastered it, we've done an episode on it too. The remastered one's very cool looking. It's kind of Buck Roger-ish almost, but it's such a cool design done by Michael and Denise Okuda, and I think it's fantastic. I even said in the episode, if I could have like one little ship for myself in the Star Trek universe, it would be that one, and I deck it out with one or two weapons, and you know, it's kind of like a yacht almost. Other than that, probably the Delta Flyer or a Runabout, something small like that. I don't know if that's how small you're thinking. I don't know if you're thinking just small ship wise. I don't really know, but for small personal craft, even the Calypso or the Type 11 shuttle that we see in some of the TNG movies, those are just fantastic. So, Matthew Martinez, do you prefer starship designs that stick to the line of sight rule for the nacelles, or do you like newer designs similar to Defiant and the Raven? I don't care. I'm not a line of sight guy. I think that's a stupid rule. Sure, for back in the day when they first started building warp engines, they needed that, yes. But obviously it's changed. Some people like Andrew Probert do insist that Gene told me that, so that's the way it has to be. So he doesn't think the Defiant can actually go to warp. That's fine. I'm not that way. I love the fact that people think outside the box and do new things. So I don't have a problem with non-line of sight ships. Jason Almazin, what do you think of the new Transformers trailer? The new Transformers trailer is awesome. The Last Night looks amazing. I did have a comic, I still do, as a kid, that has the Transformers go back to medieval times, and it's also like the G1 episode, Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's Court. There is that medieval tie-in, which is neat, and we do see Optimus drifting through space, so there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. Plus, he almost kills Bumblebee, or does kill Bumblebee, presumably, so who knows? I mean, I think it's going to be a fantastic movie. I'm not a huge fan of the Michael Bay movies. They're great action movies. They're great to watch. They're fun to watch, but they're not Transformers to me. Somebody needs to redo do a reboot of the Transformers movies and have it be G1. I want to see G1 Transformers on the big screen, properly done with character development. That might be nice. James Franklin, is there a computer program or a way to take my designs and make them into 3D? You have to use Blender or something. I'm not sure how that works. You have to talk to a 3D guy. But I've seen somebody using Blender to create a 3D version of my ship, and they basically just got the 2D things, put them on their screen, and then built the wireframe the same proportions. I don't know is the answer. Probably Blender or something would be what I would suggest. Joel says, they made Star Wars Transformers. Did they do any Star Trek Transformers versions? No. I do have some of those Star Wars Transformers, like Vader's ship and one or two other ones, which are neat. I have seen a transformer that is the TOS Constitution class ship, but it's just on a t-shirt and some pictures online. You can go to DeviantArt, just type it into Google, Enterprise Transformer, Star Trek Enterprise Transformer. You'll find some cool stuff. So, Scott Trainer, is your cruise a stick? Yes, it's a 6-speed, and it's got sunroof and really nice interior. It's got like a 2-tone interior. Fast little car. Brian Michael Dellinger, any chance of seeing a mission briefing on the Aurora cargo ship from Aurora Trek? Yes. We actually mentioned that in the Aurora episode as well. We say we don't want to confuse them, so we do mention it. It is a neat little ship also, and I do enjoy those videos. So, Callum Purcelli, hey Cap, what's your favorite starship of all time from any faction? TOS Constitution class ship. Simple answer for a simple question, or a simple answer for a hard question. Bye, Timothy. Stephen Hills, do you consider Mr. Scott's Guide to the Enterprise as canon? I do indeed. And ironically enough, we're going to be talking to Laura Johnson, who, when she wrote it, was Shane Johnson. We're going to be talking to her probably next week, actually, filming an episode talking about the technical manual and stuff. And yes, Mr. Scott's Guide to the Enterprise is canon for me. Always will be, no matter what. Even if they nix the canon thing, and well, they have, and said it's not canon, it's definitely canon for me. It just makes too much sense. There's too much cool stuff in it. And by the way, Stephen, canon is one N. When you spell it with two N's, that's a weapon. But canon as a series of stories is one N. That's one of my pet peeves. Sorry. Jared Riddick. Yeah, that's along what I was thinking. Doing somewhat of a Firefly-esque story that takes place in the Neberta Alliance. Don't know what that is. Using a lot of old and ignored designs within it. Sounds cool. I probably won't be interested in it. I'm not into those kind of things. Scott Trainer, Captain, could you please explain why you think Excelsior is a premier ship in Star Trek universe? Well, it's not, Scott. You know that. You know, I hate the ship. I think it's the ugliest piece of shit I've ever seen. Its proportions are all wrong. It's all stretchy and thin and gangly looking, and I don't like it. The Enterprise B beefed it up a little bit, made it a little bit more appealing to me, but the Excelsior is by far one of the worst ships, in my opinion. Jason says, I agree with you, your opinions on the live-action Transformers movies. As you should, because I'm right. Rob Chivers, Captain, do you have time to play Star Trek Online, and which ship do you mainly fly? I occasionally have time to play. I've been playing more often lately. I actually went online last night and played for a few minutes, just flew around. I just enjoy flying around, not really doing missions every time. I usually fly my TOS Connie, even into battle, which sometimes takes 25 respawns to actually kill something, but it's fun. I enjoy seeing the Connie flying around. I need to get a tier 6 TOS Connie is what I need to do. But last night I was flying my Ambassador class. I have two. One's called the USS Trekyards. The other one is called the USS Beowulf. Last night I was just whipping around in the Trekyards, USS Trekyards, just flying around. So, but mainly I've got a TOS Connie, a refit Connie called the USS Diablo. Okay, my TOS Connie is called the USS Executioner. My refit is the USS Diablo. I got the USS Beowulf, which is an Ambassador class, the USS Trekyards, which is an Ambassador class, USS Highlander, which is my Galaxy class, and my Sovereign class is the USS Time Lord. So those are my ship names. I have a few other ships, like the one that looks like Megatron's head from Beast Wars. I can't remember the name of the ship, but I forget what I have it called as. I don't really use it, so. Jared, James Franklin Milkshake 3D is an old program, but it's a good learning one for 3D design. There you go. Joel, but it is still a lot of explosions, as usual, from Michael Bay, so I don't know why. I hope to see the old tank transform. Blender and SketchUp is another suggestion for 3D programs. Jules Chan says, how do you think they build dry dock with a larger dry dock? How is that larger dry dock built? No, they don't use a larger dry dock. They just ferry supplies to it from a cargo ship which is parked nearby and build a space dock. Joel, Cap, indeed. I did a Google search, and there's what it's and what it seems a prototype of the Enterprise E in Transformer robot mode. That'd be cool. I haven't seen that one. Scott, I love you, Captain. LOL. In regards to my Excelsior spiel, I'm sure. Stephen Hills, sorry, I'm using my phone because my laptop died and I'm having a slight problem with this predictive text. That's not a problem. I had a problem with talk to text today when I was talking to the Trekyards admin team, and for some hilarious results, just use talk to text. Anyway, Jared Riddick says Niberity Alliance was a government mentioned almost as a throwaway in Deep Space Nine. Worf was going to sign on as an officer on one of their... Oh, okay. Yeah. Pierce Briggs, I got a ship called Balls for You. Jason Almazan. Stop doing that. Was the ship called the Ark from Transformers? Yes, the main ship was. Stay tuned to Fleetyards for an episode on the Ark. And also the Decepticon ship, the Nemesis. That one hasn't been filmed yet. The Ark has been filmed. The Ark will be coming out sometime soon, but yes, the original ship from G1 was called the Ark. Ron Phillips, and if someone made a model with appropriate dimensions of the Excelsior, would you make it and maybe appreciate it more than I did with the Ambassador class? Maybe building the model will change my mind. I used to hate the Ambassador class with a passion. After I built one, it is now one of my favorite ships. It's up in the top 5. It's a beautiful design. So if I build an Excelsior, maybe, but I really don't want to waste my time. So no. I mean, it might happen, but we'll see. Andrew Perkin, hey Foley, how you doing? I don't like to be called Foley, but that's okay. I'm doing good. I'm a new fan of Star Trek, and JJ Verse got me into it. I've now seen TNG and in the middle of Deep Space Nine. Thanks for boosting your fandom. I went to see The Cage. I got cut off. Scott Trainer. Honestly, Captain, how do you feel about the Star Trek versus Star Wars in terms of fighting capabilities, and do you have an opinion on technically who is superior? Star Trek is far superior to Star Wars as far as weapons go. There's the classic old meme, just beam a photon torpedo onto the bridge of the Star Destroyer. There's no comparison. Star Trek is real world tech that's explained and... Sorry, I had a call coming in. Star Wars is good, but nothing's explained, nothing makes sense, it's just kind of silly. So Star Trek is far superior. I love Star Wars and Star Trek both, so I'm not picking a favorite, it's just... Daniel... Have you ever interviewed Michael and Denise Akuta? No, but we've talked to them on a few occasions. They're very busy. We want to get them on the show. They've said they know the show. Doug and Michael are good friends, and they've talked about Trekyards, and they've watched 1 or 2 shows, and they appreciate what we're doing, but they just don't have time to be on the show right now. And they're very private people, as Doug says, so eventually we'd like to get them on, but we'll keep trying. That's all I can say. Todd Mallet, can I include you and the commander on the dedication plaque for the ship I'm designing? Of course you can. Please share it, though. Andrew Perkins, sorry for calling you Foley. That's okay. It's just like, hey, Foley. It's just kind of a bully term, you know. I got bullied in school, so I don't appreciate it. But no harm done. No harm, no foul. Don't worry. Ron Phillips, no problem. Thank you and great show. Reno, did you ever had a shadow people experience? I have no idea what that is. Scott Norman, would you ever do an episode on the USS Kelvin? Yes. Yes, of course we would. We'd do an episode on every Star Trek ship. Good or bad. So I'm kind of caught up in the questions now, which is good. I should probably be wrapping this up very shortly. Don't want it to be too long. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in and actually asking me a few questions. It's been fun. Like I said, this won't be posted on Facebook right away. I'm going to download it to my phone. I'm going to edit it, and yeah, you'll see it tomorrow as a replacement, a supplement for the Captain's Log. So you guys have content to watch. People that didn't participate have something to watch. So there you go. And last question, I'll just finish this one. Jaden, if you could make a Star Trek TV show in any era, what would it be in and why? It would be right after Star Trek 6. kind of the era of the ambassador classes. I think that's a beautiful place to go. I love the Elcars, the ships, everything from that era is just beautiful. Be a great piece. Learn a lot of stuff, interesting stuff about the Federation and other races in that time period. The Romulans were all hush hush. The Klingons were still, so I think that'd be a good time. Plus, I think that's Federation's kind of beginning of kind of unprecedented peace, because they're in peace talks with the Klingons. The Romulans aren't around. You know, a Cardassian scuffle for a while, closer to TNG. But there's that whole building the ships bigger, going from the Rufits and the Excelsior classes to the Ambassador classes and then the Galaxy classes. That time period, filling in that would be fantastic. I'd love to see that. So anyway, that's a great way to end the show. Thank you guys for tuning in, and it's been a pleasure talking to you as always. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below in the YouTube feed so I can check them out and possibly answer them for the next time that we speak. Next Friday, we have a special episode coming up. So there might not be a Captain's Log next Friday, but that's fine. Fear not. Don't worry, fear not. That's what I want to say. I'm still going to be around. I got a few things to talk about at the end of the week, but Friday, look for something very special, especially with the release of Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story. That's kind of a spoiler as to what it might be, but Friday's got a special presentation for Trekyards. Trekyards has been doing fantastic, and we're going to have a special on Friday just for the release of Rogue One. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you all very soon. Until next time, I'm Captain Foley, and I'm signing off. Bye, everybody.